How we doing, everybody? Yeah. Thanks so much. Welcome to night 2 of the Media Arts Capstone Showcase. Crazy that there's 2 of these, so we've had 10 people over the last 2 days. Showcase their year-long project. Real quick, my name's Ben Lunston. Some of you, I'm going to try and mix it up from last night. I teach in the Media Arts department. It's such an honor and a blessing to get to work with all these students. But a couple of thank yous right away. So a huge thank you to Pete, Emily, and Benji who work in the theater department. Benji's been instrumental in getting everything set up tonight. Also, Elias Coots. Without Elias, like half this stuff doesn't work. So let's give a round of applause to Elias. Jenna Thompson, who's also working with another event going on tonight, helps in so many ways. She's the reason we are all going to have snacks after this. Yes, snacks. And then I want to say, you know, this is the Media Arts Capstone Showcase, and yes, I teach in the Media Arts department, but understand one of the things we talk about in our program constantly, we call ourselves the Visual Arts Program, because we're so intertwined with studio art, graphic design, and so I also teach alongside Andy Over and Jason Jasperson, Denise Waller, Stephanie Heidorn, and Greg Vandermus. And so the work you see it's all mixed up together, and it's pretty special. Those guys are great. Yes. Quick little story. So growing up, one of my favorite shows as a little kid was called Movie Magic. You got to watch behind the scenes how movies were made. I remember just being in awe of the explosions and all the people that you never saw making your favorite movies. Tonight there's a lot of different types of films, but it's that collaboration that really makes it special. And I have to give a shout out to Tyler and his crew, because most of my job consists of pushing students beyond their limits, getting them to understand that they can do more than they think they can do. Tyler is the rare breed who I didn't think he could do it. He said he wanted to make a feature film for his capstone, and I just tried to walk him back, and then I said, you know what? Do it. And I love to be proven wrong, and he proved me wrong. So tonight, near the end, you're going to get an introduction to 3 young gentlemen, and just to make it clear, the 3 of them share a capstone project. So they were involved in a feature film called Captive. We are not watching that tonight, but you're going to get to see how each of them chose to, as for their capstone, be involved in this feature film project. They'll tell you more about it later, but I just wanted to prep you for that. But we've got 5 beautiful stories, all very different in such a cool way, and I'm excited. So I'm going to stop talking so we can watch movies. Thank you, everybody, and we'll do Q&A afterwards.
Thank you all for being here, and welcome to The Night Show. Got a wonderful list of guests joining us tonight, the first of which, the man, I've known him practically my entire life. He's been doing music for 14 years. Please give a warm welcome to Matthew Strom. So, Thu, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So, Thu, for those who don't know you, who are you? What do you do?
I do music.
You do music. What does that mean?
Well, I've been playing violin since I was 7 years old, so I've been doing that for 14 years. And over COVID, I taught myself how to play guitar as well. Since then, I can play pretty much anything with strings.
Anything with strings?
Anything with strings. I've done orchestra at Bethany for all 4 years, as well as guitar and or bass guitar, Bethany Jazz Band. And when they had the play As You Like It, the Shakespeare play, I played mandolin and a bouzouki, which is a Greek lute, and that was really fun.
So do you like music? What makes you play so much?
I just love playing music. It's so much fun to play, and when I play music too, it can just kind of shut off my loud, stressful brain sometimes. And I love listening to music too. I listen to music every day, and the same thing too, it can just kind of calm me down, get me in the zone. And who doesn't love music? I would say music is definitely a top 5 thing in my whole life.
Top 5, you say? What are the other 4?
I would say music, God, of course, is number 1.
Of course.
And then family, friends, sports, and nature.
Nature?
Yeah, nature. I love nature. Camping, mountains, national parks, state parks, even parks, just regular parks, going on a walk with your dog.
All right,
great.
buddy.
I just love
Let's
being out.
just get the next guest out here, shall we?
From PCR1, the hare himself, Stromdy Domdy.
So, Stromdy-domdy, what's your story?
Well, I came here to Bethany knowing for a fact that I was going to be a computer science major, a math minor, and I was going to be a video game programmer.
And you are.
No, I am not.
Then what are you?
I am a media arts major.
What made you change?
Well, there's a few things really, but most of my friends freshman year were in the media arts major, so that really helped.
Friends do help for sure.
But also, that wasn't the only thing I did freshman year. I also started doing the sports broadcasting at Bethany Lutheran College for the MSU Mavericks for their hockey. It's a D1 sport, and it's high intensity, and it's just so much fun.
And at Oak Break Vandermis, a huge thank you for all of the fun I had these last 4 years and for teaching me so much about broadcasting.
And then last year, for a summer internship, I did all the production for the Mankato Moondogs, and that included 8 productions on ESPN.
Wow, ESPN, huh?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so fun seeing my name on the credits on ESPN. It was great.
That is pretty cool. So tell me then, if you do all this broadcasting stuff, why isn't your capstone about broadcasting?
Because I do a lot more than sports broadcasting. Freshman year, me and some friends made some comedy short films, and they were so fun to make. And then for my photography final, I did a series of Photoshop composites with a bunch of me just doing like sports and fun things, and that was just so fun to make. And then was Avant-Garde with Stephanie Hydorn, where I made a balloon skit that won a couple awards, along with some other videos that were just so fun to make, and it really made me fall in love with creating stuff on my own. And then came the application to join the media arts major, which is where you need to sit down and show your portfolio to all like the visual arts professors. And they saw my stuff, like the photos and the videos, and they were like, this is funny. This is pretty good. But you say you're doing sports broadcasting, like what's going on? And that's when I kind of realized like maybe I'm not so 100% in on sports broadcasting like I thought it was.
Yeah. Now you're here.
Now I'm here. You know who else is here? Who else is here? Hailing from Mankato, Minnesota, standing at 6'0", picked 3rd overall in the night show draft. It is Matthew Kevin. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Matthew. Welcome to the show. Thanks for having me. Now, Matthew, I only have one question for you. Then I have one answer for you. Why comedy? Why comedy? Most people do drama or horror or even a feature film. Why something so unserious? Because I enjoy comedy. No, I enjoy everything else too. That's all great stuff, but I like to laugh, and I think other people like to laugh too. Yeah. I think that oftentimes life is taken too seriously and that we can all relax every once in a while. And why do you think that? It all kind of started during COVID. During COVID, most of the time when my parents were talking to other parents, it was about COVID and politics, and just, it got so exhausting to me. There's so many people in a day that you see and you don't know what they're going through and what's going on, and you don't know how stressed they are, if they're struggling with stuff. So that's kind of my motivation. I create to distract you from the crazy, sinful, stressful, full of work life that we live. And if I can make a 5-minute short, and for those 5 minutes, it distracts you from the bad parts in our lives, then my job is complete. I make things for everyone, but I also make things for myself because I enjoy what I make and I enjoy making things. God gave me some talents, and I plan on sharing those talents. There's a great Martin Luther quote that I've been loving lately, and it's this: "A Christian shoemaker does his duty not by putting little crosses in his shoes, but by making good shoes, because God is interested in good craftsmanship." I know my craft will not always be perfect, but I plan on always doing my craft to glorify God. Yeah. Thank you for that answer. And thank you for coming to the show. And thank you all for coming to the Capstone Showcase tonight. I also want to thank Ben Lunston, Andy Overn, Stephanie Hydorn, as well as Peter Bladel for his help with this desk in this area and everything. I also want to thank all my actors, extras, and crew, and everyone that helped me during production, as well as Elias for helping me tonight, for Dan for rescuing my cinematography, for my Capstone class for helping me throughout the whole year. I want to thank my parents for raising me in such a wonderful Christian household and for all the support they give me through my whole life. And I want to thank my girlfriend Hannah Myhawk for all of her help and support and encouragement, and for all the late nights in the editing suites, and just everything she does for me. And so, without further ado, please enjoy the rest of my capstone.
Yo, Lisa, you hear what happened with Grace and Victor?
Yeah, they broke up after, 5 years?
More like 6.
How'd you hear about it?
Oh, Victor was telling me about the whole story.
Shut up! What'd he say?
Oh, let me tell you. So, Victor was getting ready for his big proposal. He was getting all dressed up and got in the mirror and to psych himself up. He first said, "Grace, will you please marry me?" No. "Oh, Gracie, baby, will you be the peanut butter to my jelly?" No, that can't be it either. "Amazing Grace, I love your face." Oh, no, that can't work either. "Grace, I love you. Will you marry me?" "Yes, that's the one," he said. And after that, he got his flowers, got in his car, and drove all the way to Grace's house. He was so excited walking up to that door. But when he got there, he was met with Grace, who was completely unprepared. She was still in her pajamas. Victor was taken aback, and Victor was like, "Hey, Grace, what happened? We have our date planned tonight, don't we?" Why aren't we ready yet? I've been playing this for months. And then Grace, out of nowhere, says, Victor, I saw you cheated on me in my dream last night with a girl named Sydney. And Victor was like, what? Who's Sydney? Grace, I would never do such a thing. It's a dream. Come on. You have to trust me. And Grace was like, how can I trust someone like you when Sydney's more important than I am? Come on, Grace. There has to be a little trust in this relationship. What's with these delusions? And Grace was like, honey, what if they're not delusions though? What if you are cheating on me? Victor was like, so you don't trust me, Grace? And Grace was like, not really. I don't see why I should. And Victor was like, if you don't trust me, I don't trust this relationship. And Grace was like, oh, fine then. I don't trust this relationship either. And Victor's like, fine, then we're done, Grace. And Grace is like, what are you talking about? Oh, well, I'm saying I'm breaking up with you. That's what I'm talking about. We're done. And just like that, stormed out. How wild is that?
So, actually, that's not what Grace told me.
What did Grace say?
Well, let me tell you. This is how it really happened. So Grace, she was getting ready for this date that they had planned for months. She spent hours getting ready for this date. She even bought herself a new dress. So she got all ready. And suddenly she heard the doorbell ring and she was like, OMG, he's here. It took him long enough. So then she runs to the door and she opens it expecting to find her knight in shining armor, but instead is met with Adam Sandler. She was like, what the heck? And he was like, sup, shawty, you ready to go? And she was like, what are you doing? What are you even wearing? And he was like, girl, you told me green makes my pretty little eyes pop. And she was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, be so for real. Are you even ready for this relationship? He was like, girl, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I mean, like, what you want about? And she was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Do you not even care about this relationship? You don't take anything seriously. We're done. We're so done. And he was like, shoddy, like, chill. And then she slammed the door in his face.
Wowza. Those are two completely different stories.
Yeah. I wonder which one of us is right.
Yeah. I wish I could be a fly on that wall.
Started with Jerry. Jerry and I were never. You don't understand. Nobody reads the notebook together.
All right, hi friends. Let's see if we can review the pie that we've been talking about for a while. See if you can say these with me. 3.1415.9. I feel like I'm the one saying this. 2, 6, 5, 3, 5, 8, 9, 7, 9, 3, 2. Okay, well, finish page 45, please. Don't forget exam on Thursday. Have a good weekend. Make good choices.
Beautiful baby balloon boy.
Hi, my name is Samantha Armstrong. When I started Capstone, I had no idea what I wanted to do until we were given our idea sheets to fill out when we started Capstone 1, and one of the questions on there were, what are your hobbies? And all I could think about is me playing sports when I was a little kid. When I was little, all I could think about was sports. Watching sports, preferably the only winning Minnesota team, the WNBA Minnesota Lynx team. Going to their games was one of the highlights of my childhood. I went to see 2 final championship games. One year, the Lynx won it all in Game 5, and the other one, they did not. Basketball started out being my main sport, but it ended up growing into softball and volleyball. That spark never really left me. It just followed me through high school. I have been a 3-sport athlete since I was in 6th grade, so I never really had a day off or any summer that didn't have some type of practice in it. So it was very weird having it all come to a stop on December 27th, 2019. That was the day I was going to play 1 half of B Squad basketball and then 2 halves, a full game, of varsity basketball. But I remember in the locker room getting ready for the B Squad team, kind of in a weird mood and kind of saying to myself, probably in my head, about thinking about the varsity game. But out of nowhere, I got a thought in my head thinking, what if I get hurt today? And I must be psychic, because that's exactly what happened. The next thing I remember is going up for a rebound and a girl on the other team banging her knee into the inside of my left knee. Sitting on the sidelines for the rest of the B Squad game and the varsity game that I was going to play was torture. Not just because I was looking forward to playing in the varsity game, but I honestly didn't think I would ever come back from that injury. I then went to the doctors to get an MRI and x-rays on my knee. I had a crack in my kneecap, which I think was from another injury a few years prior. I had a fracture in my femur, a partially torn meniscus, and a partially torn ACL. For about 2 months, I had to wait to get surgery, so all I had to do was sit on the couch, icing my leg and keeping it elevated. When I finally got my surgery in beginning of March, I really had to be careful crutching around school. I had to make sure there was no puddles around for me to slip on and making sure that I was self-aware everywhere I went. It got so frustrating overthinking every step I made. I just wished that I could just stay home and do all my homework then. Well, not saying I called it again, but a week after my surgery, COVID hit. So then I was sitting at a card table in my dining room while my mom was at the dining room table with her classes, doing homework and keeping my leg elevated. During any break I had, I would do physical therapy in my living room and stretches. And a few times a week, we would go to Mankato and do my PT there. This was a very hard time for me to look on the bright side of things. Literally having to learn how to walk, bike, and do sports again. Having the same routine week after week, just having to do the same physical therapy every week without seeing really any progress, but just needing to tell yourself to keep going. And since school was shut down, every day at home was the same too. Crutching from the living room in the morning since I couldn't walk up the stairs, and then walking to the dining room to do classes. Going from playing sports, the thing I loved most in the world, to going through the day trying not to overthink if I was ever going to play sports again, is kind of what strived me to do my capstone. It's very obvious that athletes get hurt a lot, but you really don't hear a lot about what they have to endure to get better. It's just the countdown of when they're going to come back to their team. So I really wanted to show the behind the scenes and what athletes really have to go through, not just physically but mentally, to get back to what they love doing. But also, I didn't really want to have my whole capstone be so depressed and sad, so there was some light at the end of the tunnel, both in my capstone and in my own personal experience. Before the schools were opened back up the next following year after COVID, the people that got me through all of this craziness, PT, bringing me to physical therapy in Mankato, were my parents. Before I even got hurt, they would make it to every game that they possibly could. Even if there was a snowstorm, they would want to be there. I know I'm showing more of the negative side of playing sports and what it can do to your body, but there are so many great memories that came before that. And it all started with my parents putting me into dance. Having that first feeling of being put on a team and having fun with my friends. And winning first place in our dance championship, that really fed my desire to be more competitive. My mom became one of my basketball coaches when I was in elementary school. And I want to say this now, I'm sorry for not listening to anything you told me when you were my coach. But that's how little kids were. They wouldn't listen to their parents even though they knew they were right. My parents also helped me fill my capstone. And they were both also in it as well. My mom played my mom, and my dad played my legs. So thank you both, not just for helping me with my capstone and being there for my recovery, but being there for me for the parts that were the most important to me. And making me do things that I didn't think I wanted to do, but you knew it was right for me. Because now that I'm older and looking back, you were right. I also want to give a big thank you to Emma Gepson. She was my camera operator for about 85% of my capstone, and also was my assistant and friend through this whole project. I'm also so grateful for your flexibility with changing schedules, and when things with my crew and actors changed, you were always by my side. Thank you. I also want to give a thank to all the Mart and graphic design professors, Andy, Stephanie, Ben, and Greg. Not just for helping me learn everything I know now and advising me through my whole college journey, but for also just being there for me and giving me support anytime I needed. I want to thank Greg for helping me push myself into being into the control room for the broadcasting of hockey. It helped me figure out what I want to do in my future career. I also want to thank all my friends that I've made at Bethany. You guys helped me become the person I am today and were always there for me when I needed you most. And lastly, I want to thank my boyfriend, Kale. You are truly my best friend and the best thing that's ever happened to me. You push me to be a better person and support me with everything that I do. Thank you for always being there and listening to my overthinking and stress and standing by me through the hard times. Your patience, support, and constant encouragement has meant more to me than you will ever know. Thank you so much. I love you. Overall, thank you everybody who has done anything for me in my capstone, in my life. Thank you so much. And without further ado, welcome to my capstone.
Your little hands wrapped around my finger, and it's so quiet in the world tonight. Your little eyelids flutter 'cause you're dreaming, so I tuck you in, turn on your favorite night light. To you, everything's funny. You got nothing to regret. I'd give all I have, honey, if you could stay like that. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. It can stay this simple. I won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let no one break your heart. And no one will desert you. Just try to never grow up. You're in the car on the way to the movies, and you're mortified your mom's dropping you off. At 14, there's just so much you can't do, and you can't wait to move out someday and call your own shots. But don't make her drop you off around the block. Remember that she's getting older too. And don't lose the way that you dance around in your PJs, getting ready for school. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. grow up. It could stay this simple, and no one's ever burned you. Nothing's ever left you scarred. And even though you want to, just try to never grow up. Take pictures in your mind of your childhood room. Memorize what it sounded like when your dad gets home. Remember the footsteps, remember the words said, and all your little brother's favorite songs. I just realized everything I have is someday gonna be gone. So here I am in my new apartment in a big city. They just dropped me off. It's so much colder than I thought it would be, so I tucked myself in and turned my nightlight on. Stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. It can stay this simple. I won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let no one break your heart. And no one will desert you. Just try to never grow up. Never grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. Wish I'd never grown up. Wish I'd never grown up. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. I could still be little. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. It could still be simple. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Could stay this simple. Won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let no one break your heart. And even though you want to, please try to never grow. Just to never grow up. Never grow up. Just to never grow up.
My name is Coleton Pringle, and this my house. I was born right here in the great city of New Ulm. However, I actually ended up living in Wisconsin for most of my life with some of my younger siblings. And now, 20 years later, I've returned with my wife. Before college, I was quite the filmmaker.
Under the tree. Not again! Been an awful good girl, Santa baby.
City of stars, are you shining just for me?
Well, the brain is wider than the sky. Don't say that! All beauty comes from beautiful blood and a beautiful brain.
So of course, when I got to Bethany, I declared myself a business major. And that lasted a total of 1 semester.
Yeah, yep, that's fine.
Yeah, I
How they shine for
Because you're cutting out. Press format, like so.
I want to thank everyone who has helped me in this project, and I want to thank my friends and family who've kept me steadfast along the way. I hope you enjoy. We had a low budget, a small crew, and a tight schedule.
Oh, I got 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours for just this scene.
And I was about to be a part of the most ambitious project I've ever worked on. A close friend of mine asked me to be the director of photography for a 90s-inspired alien sci-fi horror film. But not just any film, this was going to be a feature-length film. At the time, I'd only directed a few short films. But this time, I had to tell the story through the lens of a camera. A completely new challenge. and that film became Capstone. We received over 100 auditions. From those, my friend and director Tyler Pasbrig selected a small group of dedicated actors. We had real people counting on us, and we had to make this story happen. We had the actors, the script, the location, but visually, we had nothing locked in.
Pushing the dolly, stuff like that.
We built the look from the ground up with 3 core color tones: teal, warm tones, and red. We knew one thing for sure: no handheld. We wanted the camera to float, to be smooth and controlled. One-shots were essential, difficult but essential, which meant we needed a crane-like movement. So we experimented. We put the jib arm on the dolly, we tried some gimbal options, we experimented with a lot of different equipment. Anything we could piece together.
Hey pal, I think you dropped something.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see.
Eventually, we started to figure a couple things out. It wasn't perfect, but it worked for what we needed. We were just a couple weeks away from shooting. Everything was all ready. And then...
Hey, we have to move locations.
What?
The owner pulled out. We can't shoot there anymore.
Oh, are you serious?
We might have to scrap it.
Everything stopped. I had shots mapped out already, lighting planned, scenes designed for that space, and now we don't have a location. We were done.
Wait, what about Sweet Haven?
Sweet Haven is a cocktail lounge that Tyler and I were both at earlier that summer. But upstairs, abandoned, empty, completely run down, it was perfect. We made the call, got the approval, and immediately got to work. Tyler rewrote some scenes, I had to rebuild the shot list, and the crew had to adapt fast.
I don't know where. Anything else? We put something in here.
And then like make it.
Yeah, I just don't know what. I just don't know what. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You can follow me.
Days before shooting, we were starting over. It was exhausting, but it worked. Finally came shoot day. We had a really tight system going too. I'd show up, check in with the crew, see how things were going. I'd check camera gear, make sure everything was all good to go. Then Tyler and I would walk through each shot before the actors arrived. As the director of photography, I became the bridge between the director and the crew, taking the vision and allowing the crew and myself to execute it. Tyler could focus on the performances, and I could focus on everything else. And honestly, most of my job wasn't shooting, it was problem solving. Constantly. We had lighting issues, time constraints, equipment problems, a lot of unexpected challenges that we had pretty much every single shoot. We had a lot of random problems come up, things that didn't really have a clear solution, but the crew would work extremely hard to make sure we weren't wasting anyone's time. Somehow, we even finished early most days. At the end of every shoot, we'd prep the gear, make sure everything's all reset, and then do it again tomorrow. The feeling at the end of every shoot day, even if everything didn't go the way it was supposed to, was relieving. After months and months of shooting, we finally wrapped. During those last couple of shoot weekends, the stress was still there. However, I found myself starting to enjoy it. The chaos, the collaboration, the problem solving. When you're working with people who truly care about the project and are giving their own set of unique skills and perspectives on it, it's truly making the film. And at the end, we actually did it. We pulled it off. As the director of photography, I get to add the final touch to make the vision truly come alive. And the payoff, I get to see the whole thing come together. The process is uncomfortable at times, but the reward is truly amazing. And seeing it on the big screen, it's
pretty cool. Early in my Capstone journey, I decided to make a comedy short film. I was super excited to see what it would become. But I needed a crew. I needed people to help with lighting. I needed people to capture audio. And most importantly, I needed someone to operate the camera. I knew this was a pivotal thing that I needed to figure out early. So I made a deal with someone beyond capable. Tyler and I figured out that if I help out with his capstone, he would help out with mine. So then over the next few months, I would take a couple days out of each week to help plan shoots and to help with the shoots themselves. I was having the best time, but the worst part about it was that it was making me dread working on my own capstone. Then I got a text from Tyler. He realized how dedicated I was to his film, and he asked me if I wanted to make Captive my capstone. I loved the idea, but I didn't want it to feel like a cop-out. I wanted to make Captive the most elevated that it could be. Then it hit me. I could tell the story behind the story. I could help people see what goes into making something like this. This is a story that needs to be told. What I am about to show you is a spoiler-free mini-documentary on the making of the movie Captive. My name is Mason Griffith, and this is my capstone.
Okay, let's roll it.
Camera speedy.
Mark it.
Sydney coverage, take 2.
All right. And action.
I am absolutely blown away by what this project has become. It is not an understatement for me to say that we got so incredibly lucky. And it's also not an understatement for me to say that this project almost didn't exist at all 2 weeks before shooting. Because now not only has your project failed, but there's this guy here.
I'm facing this way, but I'm not looking.
I would say you'll be facing this way when you kind of turn and do some of your lines, but you'll kind of be going back and forth between the two of them. So it doesn't have to be like you're looking at them the whole time. In fact, you probably don't want to.
Right. Yeah,
I would imagine you don't want to make eye contact with anyone because you're embarrassed about this. So you can be staring at this, kind of turn and look at them. Captive is a very unconventional story, in the sense that, to me, it's distinctly two genres. The first 30 to 40-ish minutes is very drama-based, and then the second half, when it flips into our danger and our red and our lockdown, we go full on horror. The film is about, 1, being an artist, 2, sharing your stories. So that is really what it became for me. I ingrained a lot of myself and a lot of my feelings in Nikki, in her character. And I am blessed to be working with Sydney, who is the love of my life, and we share the same goals in a sense. She is a theater actress and she wants to pursue that. I'm a filmmaker, and I want to pursue that. We both have these artistic tendencies that we really want to achieve, and these stories that we want to tell.
Because the script is so personal to Tyler and myself, a lot of it is already kind of infused with me in mind of the character, which I'm honored. You think about multi-million-dollar sets with hundreds of people helping, and we have less than 10, and I feel like we are doing the same magic, we're making the same product.
With the way that Tyler works, this story is so lively and fleshed out in his mind. And I mean, you can see it in the way that he directs us as actors. In a world that he has of this story of Captive is just being brought to the outside and being shared with this team so well.
Oh yeah.
And it's fun. It's really fun when we finish shooting something and Tyler's looking at the monitor and he's like, "That was sick." I swear every single time there's some sort of reaction like that. I'm like, that's so awesome and rewarding that everything gets to be so sick like that.
And the reason I asked that and brought that up is because I'm debating who should break that contact first, you know what I mean? Unless it could be a simultaneous thing too, where you're both doing that stare off. Sure. And neither of you are gonna let up. That's where you're at in your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we're doing the stare off, he gestures, and I hold it for a moment, and then I have Nikki go.
And then as Nikki
he's
goes,
this.
there we go.
So he's damn sure that this
And
is
then
not.
you walk by and then that's when it goes. There we go.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
love it.
My experience with the cast so far has been great. You know, the nature of working on film is that you will work with some people a lot, and you will work with others not so much. But from day one, when we did our table read together, I felt we all were open, friendly, excited, and understanding that we're like holding hands and jumping into this thing together.
Everyone's bringing their A game. Everyone's treating this, you know, like a real thing, because it is real.
Coming into it, because we're all young and we're all young adults, I thought it was gonna be like horse playing around and stuff like that, and like nobody's really serious. We're all just like cracking jokes all the time, and then it's like, oh, we'll put that off for tomorrow, or like, that doesn't matter. But no, everybody's so serious. Everybody's giving input. Everybody is trying to make sure that this film is the best that it can be.
I feel Alyssa, Heather, and I have really bonded and created a special friendship that is so important to our characters, but also like so awesome for us to have in real life.
I am working with the next generation of filmmakers and actors, and it's really exciting to get to be in a space with people who are so energized by the craft.
Some might think, a bunch of 20-some-year-olds, young, how good could it be? I mean, I have sung your praises to people I've told the story about. Yeah, you know, I was just talking to my folks about this either today or yesterday too, and explaining it, and explaining that the director is 21 or 22, and the rest of the crew and most of the cast members are young. And I was thinking about that, thinking, boy, that sounds like they're all pretty young. What do they know? And it's like, they know a lot.
One day I was walking into Bethany with Tyler, and I was like, you know, I really just live for shoot days now. Like, they're so stressful and intense, but just so fun, you know? People are sacrificing a lot of time, a lot of effort, and to be able to pour that into something as big as this was just huge, huge commitment. I was with him when we went into this random part of Bethany, because we were grabbing a desk, and he's like, you know what? I should make a sci-fi. I'm like, sure, dude, make a short film sci-fi. That sounds fun. I don't care.
While I was writing it, it just became instantly to me so much more than what I thought it was going to be. So it kind of changed from being a short film set in one location with this cool basement backdrop to like a completely new thing.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And then maybe lock it there, and then we start dollying in.
Yeah.
Oops. Or maybe, I mean, if it doesn't necessarily need to be locked, depending on...
Well, if I can maintain this position, then do you want to just try dollying in?
In the summer, in planning out where this was going to be shot, I was working at a job where I had access to an entire, pretty much empty office building. It was a bit boring, though. It was kind of bland. That being said, because it had existed and it was what we had to use, initially that was just what it was going to be, because I had full, complete access to it. I had keys to the building, I had 24-hour access, and we could kind of do whatever we wanted with it. Very long story short, we lost the location. It fell through 2 weeks before shooting. I got a call from my boss saying, hey, you got to pack up and leave today. Getting that phone call was devastating, and I had planned to call it quits on the project because we didn't have any other locations planned, and we had every single thing in the script and the shot list completely reliant on that location. I quickly got myself together, and I remembered that when we were shooting Exigence, my brother's film, we had gone to a place in New Ulm called Sweet Haven. And Sweet Haven is such an interesting place. It is 3 things. It's a bar on the main floor. On the basement floor, it's an art studio. And on the 3rd floor, it is an abandoned dental office. When we lost that location, my brain just went back and said, okay, this is gonna be our Hail Mary, but we're gonna see if this can work. Long story short, we then got the location. And this was now about 1.5 to 1 week right before shooting. So then we had to rewrite a bunch of the script, rethink the shot lists, and move all of our set pieces that were away in storage to this new location. All that being said, I think the production quality went up 18,000%. It was the biggest change, but the best change that could have ever happened for the entirety of the project.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. It's just like the symmetry of this.
You got these guys.
That's wild. That's wild. That's awesome.
It's like bullseye.
Like so every weekend, I'm like, oh, that's my favorite shot.
And like this one.
Such a good feeling.
I have loved science fiction and specifically space alien stories since I was a little girl. So I just want to share with you all and with Tyler what a privilege it is and what an honor to get to do this, because I think about little Alyssa wondering to herself, like, do the actors in scary movies actually get scared when there are monsters and scary situations? And the answer is yes, kind of. It's kind of scary.
I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be working on this, and I can't wait to see the final project.
I've been having fun, looking forward to finishing it. Can't wait to see the finished product.
I'd say this is a great film. I hope everybody enjoys it. This is such a great film. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. So you better go see it. I can't wait to see it. Yeah.
There's something so special about getting a gaggle together and making a movie.
But I'm very, very proud of all of us for getting it done, but also being very professional when we're working together.
especially with the crew and all the time they put into, you know, making this stupid little 3-second shot look beautiful.
You got to find your people, and it's taken me 4 years to finally find that this is who I want to make movies with.
On a personal note, seeing where Tyler's come from to now at age 21 I'm so lucky to see it. And I hope I still see it going forward.
The biggest thing I've learned is that the people you work with matter. I've never had a crew and cast quite like this. I mean, we are family. We all love being with each other. We all love spending so much time in a musty, dirty, awful location, and we suffer through it because we all support this bigger thing. I think having the right people on your set is a very important thing, and we got real lucky with this one.
She played us, Margot. It was a setup all along. 1234 Address Road doesn't even exist. I just wish I knew what to do. Hello? What is this?
Help me.
Who is this? What kind of joke are you playing?
Hello, Tucker.
You.
You.
No, I said you.
No, I said you.
Well, I said it
I said
first. Okay, shut up. What is this about?
You have something of mine.
What do you mean?
Naive little Tuck. Am I correct in assuming you have a paper of mine? Well, I have a bad memory, and I write all my passwords down.
It's not an address. It's a password.
I need it back.
And what does the password go to?
You really don't realize that this is bigger than all of us, do you?
What are you saying?
That password unlocks a door. Something stored inside of that door is very valuable to me. world.
What is it?
An atom bomb.
Whoa, is that even in our budget?
If we don't show it,
Why are you telling me all this?
because your friend's life depends on it.
It's me, Tuck. It's Coleton Dorito.
No, Coleton.
Tomorrow, parking garage in 4th and Cherry, 6 p.m. Bring the password, or he dies.
Come on, you. 93. Oh, yeah, feel the burn. 94. Come on, 95. 96. 96. What's up?
He's back, and he's got Coleton and access to an atom bomb.
What? We have the budget for that?
Yeah, we just won't actually show it.
Oh, sick.
Hugh, we have to stop him.
Suit up.
You ready?
For good luck. Let's end this.
Always a pleasure to see you two.
Is he talking to us?
I don't know.
What?
We cannot hear you.
Nothing's registering. Like you're far away,
Dude, you're
buddy.
400 feet.
You're like
Meet us in
just
the...
meet in the middle. That's fine. Give us Dorito.
Give me the password first.
We were all so happy once. At the lake, it was so simple back then.
Times have changed.
You were like a brother to us.
Enough! Give me the password, or I kill your friend.
Okay.
Things could have ended a lot differently.
And whose fault is that?
I've been ridiculed by this town my entire life because of you two.
What, so your solution is to wipe it out with an atom bomb?
Give me the password. Okay. Now, please.
Yeah, I'm reaching in my
can you
pocket.
hurry up
Like
a little bit?
I'm trying. It's just we're in a weird position here.
Okay.
I'm reaching for it.
Do your best.
Okay, here it is. Yeah.
What's going on? Who is that guy?
Long story. He's got an atom bomb. Gonna wipe out the city. I don't know.
Oh, dang. Is that in the budget?
If we don't show it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
see? Yeah, this will be good. Okay. I can't see. Oh. Okay, this is the camera. So, in 3, 2, 1, let's start. Hey-oh!
Wait. The McDonald's stopped the bullet!
Tucker! I died. But I was Tyler. And you guys were all there too, and we made movies. It was the best feeling I've ever felt.
We don't have to be mean guys.
We could be nice guys. Wait, say that again?
Much more, Mr. Nice Guys.
We've been conducting deeper research on the specimen. We're only about 6 days away from...
5 days away.
I'm on to something huge. Initiation is Friday, and I can't abandon this now.
If Corey knew what was really going on in that lab,
this story could be worth millions.
I can't risk putting it in someone else's hands.
do you have a choice?
Gabe and Charlie started this discovery together.
He's the sole reason this experiment even exists.
Your story needs to be told, not just for me, but for you and Gabe. This is monumental. You two are pioneers of life in space.
Is everyone ready?
Jaden, can you hit the lights behind you up there? Thank you. We're going to ask the Capstone people to come on up, grab your seats, and we're going to get ready for a Q&A. So a couple of things. One, the Q&A is going to be led by Lauren Messner. She is a senior media arts student. And as they're getting ready, I'll fill time by saying, I think if there's a theme throughout this entire Capstone yesterday and today, it's that things are going to go wrong. It's inevitable, and it's how you respond to those things. And I got to say, as a professor, my favorite thing is that students just continually surprise me. So things are going to go wrong, and the students will surprise me. So proud of everybody up here and everybody last night. I'm excited to see what they've got to say. We're just about ready. Lauren, did you find your microphone?
Did.
Oh,
I did.
That's a yes.
Hello? Okay.
We hear you. Oh, there you are. All right, let's give a round of applause for Lauren and our Capstone students.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say again, thank you all for coming. My name is Lauren Messner. I'm a senior here, and I get the honor to interview these amazingly talented people tonight. So let us begin, huh? Okay, so the first thing I want to ask, so I'm in my first semester, and Capstone seems like a huge, super overwhelming feat, and there's so many challenges that come into play with it, and there's just so many moving pieces. But my first question for you is, when did this become more than a grade? Like, when did this become something that was that felt more important than just something to get by to graduate?
I think kind of when I did the night show, which is like my intro, because that type of thing has been something that I've been wanting to do for years, and I finally had a reason to do it and a reason for it to actually be something bigger, I guess.
For me, it was probably when I was looking through all the old pictures and stuff of me and just kind of reliving that, because I don't remember half of it. But I think just looking through that really brought up some young nostalgia, and it kind of pushed me through the end of it.
For me, Captive became so much more than a grade before it was even my capstone. Like you heard in my intro video, I was going to do a comedy short film, but that wasn't going to go anywhere. So I am so lucky to be able to come on board with you two and do Captive. So it was so much more from the get-go, early September. It was just awesome.
For me, I guess I never really cared what I got for a grade in Capstone. I still don't really care. But myself and my wife Holly, we were sitting down with Tyler at our original location, and he made this whole pitch deck for us and was like, this is how I want the story to look. And so we started talking there, and I think once he set everything up from there and he started talking about auditions, that's when, to me, it became extremely real.
I started writing this film first semester of junior year. So this was in the cards. This has been in the cards for the last 2 years. So from the beginning would be my answer. It worked out conveniently that the timing would be appropriate for me to just release it and have it kind of come out along with Capstone. But from the beginning, this would happen regardless of a class, regardless of Capstone. This was always going to be made. I was just not expecting as much help as I got. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's the good part, I suppose. Okay, so then from last night's showcase and from tonight, we've been hearing a lot about the stress of having to pivot and different things, the different challenges that come, the messiness that happens in the creative process. And so for each of you, I would love to hear more about what got you through that stress. Was it a person? Was it a system that you kind of had in place? Like, what helped you get through those moments of like extreme stress because you had to pivot?
Perfect segue, Lauren, because I was just going to talk about the people who helped me and who got me through it. I've been immensely blessed. I have nothing but gratitude for everyone involved in this project. And I didn't necessarily ask for it either. There were people who just wanted to do it. That has been a huge blessing. So I've had this, cast and crew, which, by the way, I want to shout out Garmony's here, Sydney's here, Noah's here. So they're in this movie, and when it does come out, you guys are going to be blown away. They're freaking amazing. Anyway, this cast and crew, just, I am so thankful and so blessed. And having people to rely on, that's kind of just been the biggest thing to help me through all the stress.
Yeah, for me, it was just the environment we had on set all the time. Looking back at some of the behind the scenes, I remember that I was so zoned in on what I was doing that I didn't remember half of the stuff that was being filmed. It was so funny because I remember just feeling so stressed, but we were having such a good time all the time. And then my wife was able to take care of my health when I was able to come home, which was nice, making me some nice warm cooked meals. So that was nice.
Shout out to Holly.
I would say pivoting with me, the stress didn't come from doing a whole other project. It came from the idea that it may have sounded like a cop-out for me. I'm hopping on board with 2 other Capstone students to carry out my capstone, and that just didn't sit right with me, and I had to do more. So I think the behind the scenes, like the reason you don't see me in a lot of the footage on there is because I'm behind the camera most of the times. And I just think the documentary just adds so much to the project itself. And yeah, I'd say it was just, the stress came from hoping that people wouldn't think it's just a cop-out to, have the easy way out.
I don't think anyone feels that way. I can speak for most of us here. It was pretty amazing.
I think for me, all the stress kind of came out mid-February when my main actress had to quit. So what got me through was crying. But after that, I asked a bunch of people, and I was the last resort. So Sunday was my first time watching this through with people watching it. It's like me watching it. So getting through that was hard, seeing me on screen. So, but yeah, having support through family and friends was really good too.
When I started my capstone, because of the other videos I made, it was just me. I planned on having me do all of it, and that didn't work out very well. So then
Dan helped me with the cinematography, and that made everything a lot easier. And then also Hannah just helped me out a lot with the not physical parts of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's something that's so important to remember is that media arts capstones and projects are so collaborative, and like you can do it together. And like watching you three do like make Captive each of your own capstones but have very separate roles is so cool to see that it can be you can really shoot for the stars with something like this. So Matthew, since you have the mic, I'm curious, where do you find your inspiration for your concepts and your scripts?
Well, the night show is obviously just from Jimmy Fallon, but the other ones are just kind of from movies and, you know, SNL, Studio C, that type of thing, and just kind of all of them together.
Sammy, so you said that you had, like, your main actress ended up not being able to do it, and you jumped into that place. So what was it like for you? You touched on it a little bit, but what was it like for you to have to completely almost relive that experience and revisit it?
I mean, I didn't have to explain it to somebody of how to act it out, so that was a bit easier for me. But I don't know, having to go back to that time where I wanted to get out as soon as possible was hard at first, but then at the end it was more fun, just making sure that I tell the story and do it well. So that's kind of how I got through it.
Mason, so the documentary, you wanted to elevate Captive, which I think you totally did with this documentary. But I also know that you had other roles for this project, and I'm just giving you the opportunity here to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so obviously editing the documentary comes after the fact. We've filmed 98% of Captive. We still have a few pickup shots to do still, but there's production, and what I did on production is my label was assistant director, and I was kind of just another layer of Tyler's brain because he was doing so much. So I just tried to help him out with remembering props. I kept him on schedule. Every 30 minutes they'd be annoyed by me saying the time. But I think it helped. So yeah, and then obviously making the documentary. This is, like I said, the spoiler-free version. After the film releases, there's going to be another version, which is a more technical version of how we did everything on such a low budget. But yeah, just assistant directing on set was another role.
Yeah, did a lot. Also, there will be a chance for audience questions in a little bit, so please cook up some good questions. Okay, Coleton. So this was obviously a huge project, as we know, and this was one of the bigger crews that you had, like in terms of working. Like you were the main guy behind the camera, but we needed to make sure the lighting was correct. Like I was pushing you on a dolly, and you kind of were the director of us in a way. And what was your experience working with a bigger crew versus on other smaller projects?
Yeah, it was really nice having a bunch of different people that would either be able to fill in during the weekend or have other little pickup shoots that we had. Lauren, for those who don't know, she helped me with lighting a lot, and I always felt so bad that I was annoying her because I'd say, can you turn that light to 20%? And then she would do it. I'm like, actually, I changed my mind. Do 15%. And it just kept like going like that all the time, always. And so having people that I could rely on was so incredibly helpful. And Brianna Kelly was my focus puller, and that was very, very helpful too, because first couple of shoots, I was pulling focus, and it was not working out very well and moving the camera. So having people that had their own unique jobs on set made everything very, very smooth.
Yeah, it was very fun. It was nice because I had just an app on my phone, so it really wasn't that challenging to change it to 5%. But Tyler, the big question, how can we watch Captive?
This is going to disappoint you all, so just bear with me for a second. The film is having a private premiere May 29th. Right now with cast, so it's in the cities. We rented a theater for it. And with cast and crew, we're already up, plus guests, we're already up to about 100, and it seats 200. That being said, there will probably be an online ticket, reservation or whatever in the next couple of weeks. So my Instagram, just be on the lookout if that's something you're interested in. If anyone does want to go or, participate in seeing it or whatever, contact me, talk to me. But for post that premiere, the goal is to try and get streaming. So we're looking into distribution. We're probably going to start a fundraising campaign here soon. And I am new to that process, so I am not positive how long that will take, but it could take months post the premiere. So Captive may not be accessible for a bit, but it will be eventually. So it does exist. I'm not copying out, Ben. It's real. I didn't fake it for Capstone. Okay. Okay, good. So yeah, it'll exist, but not for a little while yet. Yeah.
We'll all be waiting for the Netflix,
Not Netflix, dude. Come on. I'm better than that.
maybe Amazon?
No, I'm not.
Do we have any audience questions? Yes. Okay. You. Back there.
Yes. I was wondering if there is any chance to be considering a physical release, such as the DVD, for people who send in their nice trying.
Yeah, I'm part of streaming / festival release is something I'm looking into, and also I'm really a big proponent of just physical media, like movies in general being on physical media, because it's such a different experience than streaming. Maybe that's something I put in the donations thing. Who knows? That's a good idea. I'll take it. I'll do it. I'll do it then.
Any other hands? Nia.
What's your biggest takeaway from this capstone? This is for all of you.
I think I kind of said it in the documentary. Just you got to find the people you work best with, and the people who are going to give you feedback you don't really want to hear. Capstone is all about feedback, and there's one point where I don't even remember. Ben and I were watching something in the coloring suite, and he said something, and I was like, what? That's stupid. Guys, it made the film so much better. So that's also a big takeaway, is just really be good at taking feedback and know that when people are giving it to you, it's coming from a place of love, and it's coming from a place of they want to excel your vision. People you work with and feedback.
I'll just keep it short and sweet. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That's pretty much what you just need. And it's not that hard, you just have to do it.
What I learned is doing a big project, a year-long project like this, it really helps to chip away at it. So I started right away organizing. I ended up with 11 hours of behind the scenes and 6 hours of interview, and I was just keeping it sorted. So then when it came to editing, it became so much more smoother. So just chip away along the process.
I'm going to go off Coleton's too. Being an actress in this is not my forte. So actually having to express feelings that I've already went through years ago was very uncomfortable for me, but I got through it. So
I would definitely say don't be afraid to ask for help and to receive help, because Dan made my cinematography so much better. Coleton helped me with the color grading. I didn't think it looked that bad until he color graded it, and I'm like, wow, that looks awful without that. So just be okay with getting help from others.
Any other hands? Yes, sir.
A lot of times when you're a creative
it's hard to get people on board because no one wants to do anything until they can see proof that, you know, you're actually about what you say you are. So a lot of times, I respect the heck out of you because, like, out of necessity, you have to do a lot of things yourself because not everyone wants to help you if they don't see that things can get so big. So my question for each of you would be, if you had to, you know, Tyler, how you were saying that, you know, if I had to do this myself or if this wasn't for school, this was still going to be done. So if you had to do everything yourself and when you haven't had people believe in you, how do you continue to move forward?
It's a good question.
So answering that question ties into why I dropped my short film to begin with. I felt alone on it, and I don't like doing things alone. I like the collaboration. This kind of strays away from it because I'm like just disregarding, like, you know, you can't do things alone, but you can, and it's just a lot tougher. And having this is a tough one because we have a class that supports us. We have crew and cast that supports us, but you want to try?
I'll attempt. Again, like he was saying, is like these are things that literally cannot be made without help. But I think like you need to have the drive to actually be able to carry it out. So I think you just have to have such a specific and extreme passion for it that no one else is going to give you. That's up entirely to you. And I don't want to be cheesy, but like you feel it, man. You feel it inside when you need to just like make that thing and do that thing. When Captive first started, people would be like, why did you make this? I didn't really have an answer, and you kind of find that along the way, and you find the reasons for it. So I think it's just like, you really need to have that drive to see it through without other people telling you, you have to get this done. It's up to you.
Does anyone else have an answer for that question? Okay, well, as we wrap up here, I am going to ask you the scary question, and it's okay if you don't have an answer, but I would love to know, I'm going to ask for everyone here, what is next for you guys?
Joey, we're making your film next, so yeah, that's going to be fun. Well, I'm going to the cities, and I want to see where Captive takes me. I'm working a fantastic job because of Alex Almeida. Love you, buddy. Gonna keep pursuing that because it's also just a huge part of my life. And Sydney and I are gonna figure it out together, and I'm so excited. Yeah, yeah.
June 2026, maybe early July, Baby Pringle. That's kind of big. So I'm going to be making a crib.
There we go, full dad mode.
So step one, graduate. That's the 8th. That's step one. And I have been using Capstone to try to like push the job search down the road. But now that this is done, job search.
I'm about 99% sure I'm going to Sioux Falls to be a digital producer for the Kelloland over there for the news area. So looking forward to that.
I will be working at Bunk's Card Corner to have a job, and then there's a lot of stuff I wasn't able to do in Capstone that I'm just gonna do after Capstone and just make stuff for fun.
Amazing. You guys, you made the coolest stuff. This is so amazing. Thank you all again so much for coming and supporting them. They are so great. Before you head out, we have snacks and refreshments outside, and also Thursday night, 7 p.m., graphic design Capstone here in the YFAC. Please come support and see some more awesome stuff. So thank you so much, guys.